Somebody's playing.
Somebody's playing?
Oh, just kidding. Wait, I'm stupid.
What happened?
I'm like, I could hear it.
Oh, shit. We're already off to a great start.
Hello, people. Welcome to the Fantasy Fair. So what is it? Oh, that is right. The most magical audio commentary on Earth. We're doing Frozen 2, people. Let's buckle in. Let's go into the unknown. Let's do this shit. Oh, look, it's Mickey. All hail Mickey. Yeah, so I guess we're alone on an island where all three of us seem to really love this movie. Other people have like their gripes and whatever, but we like it. Yeah. First initial thoughts while going into the movie.
Just so people know, I'm Alexis Soto. That's Alexys Moreno, who'll be talking right now.
It's the usual suspects.
Right. Well, we don't really. It's hard to say because I think some people would have the impression that we were always looking forward to this movie, therefore we were always gonna like it. I don't think any of us were super duper excited for this even when it was announced, even leading up to it.
Not when it was announced, but when the trailer came out.
The trailer was different.
Oh.
The trailer changed all of our attitudes. Let's be clear about that. But before then, we didn't really care.
Yeah, I was like, why is this happening?
I mean, talk about starting off strong. I mean, it had some mystery, it had some intrigue. I mean, it really did get us hook, line, and sinker and got us thinking oppositely. And especially because we lived in a post-Frozen world, because Frozen was a huge thing. It was kind of hard to try to get back into something
this moment
like
right here in the theater. Kyle, of course, couldn't help but laugh because he's just off this Avatar: The Last Airbender high, and because Earth, water, fire, and earth, the elements in the movie.
Yeah.
Which, I guess you could. It's funny, the similarities.
Yeah.
Yeah. But even then, even the week going into the movie, the reviews were not decisive in that they weren't universal. And I wasn't.
Which is wild to me.
Right.
I don't get it.
To what the movie ended up being, I agree with you. But I was not necessarily, filled with such high expectations for what this is going to be. And honestly, for whatever small issues I had in my initial viewing of the movie, they've all but faded away. I genuinely really do love this movie. And I think we're all on the same page that we just infinitely prefer this than the original movie.
Yeah, same. I think it brought in some more intriguing.
Real quick,
myths.
no joke. Right now, we just saw what was ended up Anna and Elsa's mom being whisked away by the wind. I literally was thinking, is that Anna time traveling? Okay. Yeah, I was because it looked like Anna's hair. So I was oh shit, are they doing the whole time travel thing again? I mean, not in this, but I mean, Endgame, Disney, that whole thing.
I think, the thing about Frozen 2 is that I think it definitely introduced some new things and took the characters into different directions, and that's the way a good sequel should go, And it intrigues you with what's going on right here about there's this forest society, and they definitely do indeed live in a society, but there's so much things going on with this movie that I think is beneficial to building on from what the first movie established.
Yeah, giving the parents some actual personality, right? Because that was kind of lacking in the initial movie.
Well, it I mean, the only personality we got to see in the first movie is just them worrying.
Well, yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, I mean, but like they don't have that much more screen time in this movie. I mean, yeah, they got a scene, but that's about it.
Also,
well, we got to see
kinda...
like the mom,
yeah,
like a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it also helps that Alfred Molina is doing the voice of the father.
Well, I think like to me, yeah, and he's great. To me, my biggest like no, like going into this movie, to where like it would piss me off legitimately, was like revealing. Like to me, what I didn't want to happen in this movie was Anna and Elsa on a journey to find their parents, to where they ended up being alive and well. Like I didn't want that cliche in here, and to me. The moment that I
technically one of the parents is alive and well.
No,
they drowned.
Okay.
Their lungs filled up with water. I mean, I don't know how much deader you can get than that. Go ask Corona and see how much better that is. I'm talking about like they're dead. I mean, spiritually they're in body and mind, right? But like they're not
too soon.
They're not alive.
Too soon, Alexis.
Like
too soon.
that bitch is dead. I mean, she drowned. Like, I mean. Literally. And to me, like the moment where they find...
That's not what I've read. I read that the spirit of the mom is living on, live and well.
A spirit is not like mortal. Like, are we really going to have this debate here? Alexis, help me out here. Like, she's not alive. I mean, she drowned.
Yeah.
I don't...
Unless she's the spirit of the forest, and this is her mortal form.
Anyway, the moment where we get to the ship and they see their parents' deaths, is the moment that I think, okay, you guys didn't go for like the low-hanging fruit there, and I'm legitimately interested in where you're gonna go with it. And might I say, and we'll be saying this throughout, well. I'll get to the... I just want to comment real quick. Right now, we're going to pan back to Arendelle. This shot, as the camera moves, right? We're heading toward Arendelle, and then we see Elsa on a balcony, and she's just listening out. Like, I don't know. I just wanted to gush about that shot. And then just, like, the expression on her face just says everything.
It's like we're in Soren, but in Arendelle.
Soaring over Arendelle.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a very How to Train Your Dragon-esque shot. Wow. Getting cold hands much, Elsa?
Yeah, we'll do a drinking game. Take a shot every time Kyle does that.
For real?
Yeah, we're already like 3 times.
Oh, you fuckers are gonna be dead by the time this is done.
And I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I like the music better in this movie.
Oh, way better.
I'm
Are you
sorry.
kidding?
Like, I think the music in the first movie is great, but like, as a matter of personal preference, every single song in this. And it wasn't the case the first time I saw it, but in in recent rewatches of this movie, I'm like, I'm sorry if like gun to my head, which movie would I watch in a heartbeat? It's this one compared to the original movie, including the music.
in the original one, my favorite was the 2-second song that Kristoff sings to Sven.
Reindeers are better than people.
And then I did like what's that song that Anna sings?
First Time in Forever?
No.
Love is an Open Door?
Duet. Yes. I thought that one was cool, like the first time that I saw it.
Really?
And then
those are your top
all the
2?
other songs I was like, okay.
Really? And
Yeah.
I mean I get not but even like the First Time in Forever or like In Summer.
Oh no.
Wow. Like
this one, every single song, I'm just like, oh my god, it's so good.
And to me, I think the songs work a lot as far as a whole, as a soundtrack. I think every single song in this particular film is much more serviceable to the actual story that's happening in the movie. not that the songs in the first movie did, but there were songs in the first movie like Fixer Upper, that was a song that didn't need to happen at all.
You don't like how she let it go and how she discovered that it was the first time in forever?
I like those songs a lot. I don't know, Alexis just doesn't seem to care for them.
Yeah, I mean, not that I don't not like them, but they're just like...
They weren't anything special for you. They didn't really catch you.
Yeah. Like, I mean...
It's no Tangled.
It's not Tangled, and it's definitely not Show Yourself.
No, it's not. Like, yeah, I think Show Yourself... I guess this might be controversial, but I do think Show Yourself is the best song, maybe in both movies.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's so good. Like... And I do think the music in the first film is pretty great, but I just think, I don't know what it is, but maybe it's just the music that I remember more in the film than the actual movie itself. And with Frozen 2, there's just something, it's just more complete, I feel. It's not just the music that I like, but it's also the film and the characters and... Yeah, like all of them, like fucking Olaf. Olaf does a lot of shit in this movie that, like I don't know, I didn't catch how many times, but like he is like one of the best comedic relief characters ever. So like
I like the subtle nod to the audience who grew up with the first Frozen.
Yes. Which
Might I add, the animation is stunning in this one.
Never
like
change.
It again. Another added bonus of watching the first one and this one is that you see
this part.
What was that? A telescope?
Yeah.
Like the animation is infinitely better.
But like the movement of Anna's dress.
Yeah.
Wild.
Like it's moments like these where I just think like this was just a great sequel because right here off the bat it reintroduces you to what you loved about the first movie, or at least the magic of the first movie. That, oh yeah, these guys are back, but like as the song said, some things never change, but they all change. And that's kind of what great sequels do, is that you set off these characters in these character arcs, and then by the end of the film there are consequential shifts in change. Am I wrong there?
Ditto.
This is one of my favorite scenes because I don't know if you guys saw like those promo videos of them, like the voice cast playing charades. They are very much their character. Like Kristen Bell is Anna. It's great.
Yeah. I kind of wish we had more scenes like this. This is just a very minor nitpick, but just like them
being themselves,
living their lives.
I mean,
thing.
We had like 2 short animated movies with them.
I know, but it's all like the Olaf,
not so short in some cases.
and Elsa having a cold in the other one.
But I mean, if interactions is what you want, those weren't sufficient. People were tired of Frozen. Like I think like this one had an uphill battle, I feel, because to me it wasn't so much the initial movie, but it was like Olaf's Frozen Adventure. No matter how great I think it is, how the fact that Disney chose to put that in front of Coco, like to me that was like the straw that broke the camel's back. Like people were furious that they had to sit through that to watch Coco. Remember that?
I remember the couple sitting next to me. They like leaned over to me and they were like, "Is this Coco? Like, did we buy the wrong ticket?" And I was like, "No, this is just like a short that they do but it's like 20 minutes long.
30-minute short.
Yeah.
Everybody I know had people that asked them questions like that.
It was so funny. I was laughing.
I just let people, like my family, I didn't even warn them of Frozen.
You asshole. You really should have warned them.
Yeah. And then, because they released Coco earlier in, like, Mexico and stuff, and I went to go watch it in Mexicali. And by the time I had gone to see it, which is, like, maybe a month before the movie came out, like, here in the U.S., the short was taken out. And then when I saw it the second time in the U.S., they played the short, and I was like, wait, what? I, like, forgot. And then I was like, oh, yeah, this is a thing.
Of course. And by the way, like, I'm envious, because that sounds like a, like, epic way to experience Coco.
Yeah, it was really cool, because I did see it in Spanish, and I don't know, just like everybody was getting so excited about like all the little details and stuff. I wish I would have seen it with my mom, because I know David saw it with my mom the first time, and I mean, she's like, the town that she grew up in was a town like the one in Coco,
like Santa Cecilia.
Yeah, and like
it's closer to home.
Yeah, when she finished the movie, she called me. And she was like, this movie, like, it brought me back to my childhood. And she's like, in Spanish, but she goes, and dude, they had the freaking chin hair on the grandma. Like, what the hell? Like, that's amazing.
Nothing is more magical than Mexicans telling Ana and Elsa to fuck off. Which is exactly what, like, they did not stand for that shit. It didn't last very long. Like, they literally, like, pulled it out. Yeah, that was I think to me that whole thing was just a disaster for Frozen. But then the sequel came out and it made $1 billion in no time. So I guess it didn't fucking matter. I want to talk about
it's Disney. People are gonna go and pour money into it no matter fucking what, you know. Like, that's the power Disney has, really.
The song's great.
Yeah.
I really was like, yes, I agree. This, like, I know that later on in the sequence I'll speak to what I want to say about that. However, I was really upset that they screwed over Idina Menzel, not in a nomination, but that performance at the Oscars. I don't know who the fuck's idea it was to saddle her with like 30 other, like, who the fuck are theys? And then, like, you
know what? It's just it's such a shame for her, because like the first go around of the Oscars, I mean, come on. John Travolta, Adele Dazeem, you know, that was bullshit. And then, you know, just kind of steal her thunder, kinda.
I don't understand what was more simple than just having Idina Menzel sing Into the Unknown.
Oh my god, what if Panic at the Disco came out and started singing?
With Idina? I would love that.
That's a great idea, but unfortunately people who run the Oscars don't have those, so that's why we ended up getting what we got.
If they could bring out freaking Eminem.
Oh my god.
Then they could bring out Panic at the Disco.
I was very confused at that moment.
I gave up at that point. This right here, right here where she steps and then she like shoots into the sky, it was like, okay. That's the point where the movie was like, all right, you got me. This is great. Like, you guys, I mean, I really didn't know what you could have made a Frozen 2 even work, but like so far we're like not even 20 minutes into the movie and it's like, okay, this is better than I remember the first Frozen being. Like, this is, I mean, at the very least, it's on par with the first one so far.
This lends itself easily to becoming a World of Color show.
God, yeah.
Or segment. By the way, this is the first time I'm listening to these songs with headphones on, because we are practicing a little thing called social distancing, and we are doing audio commentaries via webcast and everything like that. And this is the first time I'm listening to the music with headphones, and my God, the sound production is gorgeous. I love it. Especially with the music. Because, like, the cello, I could feel it, like, booming, and it's good. Good shit. The water's gone. Whatever shall we do? Aw, Sven. Fun fact, everyone. Do you guys... Kyle, Lira, fun fact, everyone. So, the characters of the Frozen universe... Anna, Kristoff, Sven, and Hans. They are supposed to be a formulation of Hans Christian Andersen. If we didn't know that. And I think that is wild.
You're saying that their archetypes are based off those in the original Hans Christian Andersen novel?
No, the name Hans, Kristoff, Anna, Sven.
Except for Elsa.
Well, wasn't this, and correct me because you guys would know more about this than I would, but wasn't the Snow Queen initially one of those projects Walt was curious in? I mean, among thousands of things he was curious in. This
was supposed to follow up right after Pinocchio.
Really? How that would have worked. I mean, there were so many movies like this and Little Mermaid that I'm kind of glad Walt didn't get anywhere near, because I infinitely prefer them now to, I think, whatever Walt would have done with them. It just wouldn't have looked as great, it seems like, although who knows. I mean,
but like when they were like exploring it when the first one came out, there were some concept designs that they definitely used from when Walt was heading the project. Like the ice castle, that was definitely Walt's thing. So I guess you could say that this is like one of the last bits of Walt's brain, I guess, with Frozen. Because there was two other ones that he wanted to do really bad, fairy tales. He wanted to do a tale of the Princess and the Frog, and he wanted to do the Little Mermaid, and he wanted to tell that.
Beauty and the Beast too, right? Was one of those?
Beauty and the Beast too, yeah. Tinkerbell is supposed to go over the castle.
Oh my God.
This guy rocks.
Oh my God.
I gave Alexis Soto an immediate migraine. I'm proud of myself. It's a new record.
Can I just say, not that I didn't think that Olaf was funny in the first one, but he is hilarious.
He's a million times better in this movie.
Oh my God, it's great.
A million times better.
Who knew that a non sequitur Samantha would be downright hilarious?
Oh my God.
It's not just that though, but I was gonna say, like, you know, Olaf is just like right here. He's gonna list off a whole bunch of trivia.
Yeah.
One of which is apparently consequential to the entire events of the movie, like water and memory. But did anybody get, like, remember in Shrek 2 when Donkey and Shrek go to like far, far away? Anybody get those vibes here in the sequence?
Yeah, okay. I got that as well. For 5 minutes.
I haven't seen that movie in years.
I love his comment right here.
Which one was it? It was a comment?
I will look it up.
No, I will look it up. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like, you know, there's just something just like hilarious to me in almost anything that Olaf does. One of the scenes later in the film where he is basically talking with toddlers and they're just like tearing him apart, and he's like, it's always great to talk to today's youth. The future is in great hands, or something. Just lines like those. I don't know what kind of humor that would be called, but
and we know the very subdued. It's very subdued humor. Like the thing that I like about Olaf in general is just the fact that, because we were so used to like humor being delivered to children by just shouting, and he's very like quiet, reserved, and everything like that with this delivery. You know, it's like more like a whisper, like
by the way,
like this.
I really love all of. I mean, Elsa's great, but I really love all of Anna's outfits in this movie.
Oh my god! Ugh, like, I love.
And her hair, especially here. Oh my god!
Right, I was gonna make a comment right now when they were in the sleigh. When she like turned to look at Kristoff, and her hair like part of her hair falls down, and like the movement of it.
Yeah.
Ugh.
They really specialized in like CG hair and making it look real. I mean, stark contrast. You're looking at Sully's fur from the first Monsters Inc. Sorry.
I mean, it was great there too.
But you're like looking at like individual strands, and they like explain it to you. They're like, oh, we have like 10,000 fiber optic things going off of his hair, and just how they just pay attention to hair is impeccable. I like that we're getting the big five, the fabulous five, I guess. If we're talking Disney.
Oh,
like there's always like this sense of like childlike wonder. That's also like, I don't know. Could you see Olaf as being like the eyes and the windows of the children watching the movie? Possibly.
Yeah.
Damn, look at those boots.
I know. Oh, I love this scene. And also loved what they did with Kristoff. I know a lot of people didn't like that he was left behind. A lot of people
didn't like anything in this movie, it seems
yeah, but like I feel like Kristoff was one of like the big parts that they were like, why, like they completely like ruined his character. But
what character?
I don't know.
I mean, Kristoff was just like he's no Flynn Rider. But this one,
I love like what they do with what they show us.
They give Jonathan Groff the chance
to sing. I mean, finally.
Yeah, they give him his own number. Other than reindeers are better than people.
Yeah, did he even? What did he sing in the first movie?
That
was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck that. No, this is great.
You don't.
Right here.
This is hilarious.
We will die.
Yeah, they're great.
Jonathan Groff. He's a great King George, also.
Also, did we ever get to see that? I know they showed it in the trailer when Anna got like the sword or something from Kristoff, I think.
No,
and she's like, we never got to see that, huh?
No, that was either it was cut or it was a made for trailer sequence.
I think I saw a clip of that in here. I'll pinpoint where I think it is.
It's the same beat, the same story beat, but it's not the same way that it was framed in the trailer. Because Anna does grab the sword. But it was like, she grabs a frozen sword, but she doesn't grab an actual sword that Kristoff has. That's a different thing.
Okay. I like this number.
This entire sequence is kind of what everyday life has turned into right now.
Yeah.
Basically, it's just like trying to stave off this existential terror by like with song and dance. This will all make sense when I'm older.
Yeah, except we're all older, and it just makes it more sad.
I mean, we're watching Disney movies every day. How old can we be?
Josh Gad. Fucking legend.
His voice is great. I mean, they're all great, obviously.
It went a little Nightmare Before Christmas right there.
Meets adapting. Yeah, I guess
damn.
the critique among many in this movie, it seems like there've been people that have outright said the songs are shit.
Yeah, I heard that there are too many songs.
Kyle's no one in Kyle's family seemed to like the movie, right, Kyle?
No, nobody.
And who saw it? Like your parents, your sisters, your brothers, right?
But again, they kind of doubled up on the music this time around. And my family aren't the huge just musical fans.
Yeah, I'm not touching that. We're looking at the count of songs in the first Frozen. You have Let It Go, First Time and Forever, the reprise of that, In Summer, Reindeers Are Better Than People, Love Is an Open Door, Fixer Upper, the opening song that nobody knows the name to.
Frozen Heart.
That's 8 songs. There's less than that in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I mean,
wrong?
maybe it's just because a lot of them are really short, but like...
Well, here, every character gets their own song. Pretty much. Kristoff gets a song, Olaf gets a song, Anna gets 2, Elsa gets 2. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Elsa and Anna's mom. All is found. But that's it.
Ooh, that's a great song.
Yeah. So I just struggle to really see what about it was a bit much. Because that's the common thing that Kyle heard from his family was that it was a lot. And I'm like, okay.
I think it's because like the music was a little bit more heavy-handed and like very plot heavy, I guess.
Alexis, kill me. That's
I'm trying
the
to
entirety of the Disney Renaissance. What are you talking?
I'm trying to see both ways here. Yeah. Olaf is doing nothing but spitting out truth here.
So you're saying that people don't like this movie because of the plot?
They don't like the songs in the movie because the songs themselves have to do with the plot. Or
I mean...
Yeah, I mean, that's every single Disney song movie ever. I don't...
But again, I don't get, like, the argument because, like, Let It Go went to Billboard's top 10 and got radio play.
Yeah.
Like almost no other Disney song has in recent history, at least. Like, I remember listening to Power 98, which is our local, like, hit station, and they played Let It Go.
Mm-hmm.
And I was completely baffled because I was like, what the fuck? Okay, we're listening to soundtrack music on here now. Last time they did that to this degree was, that was 93.7 when they played Decode by Paramore.
But didn't that end up being an official single release?
Yeah, for Twilight, though.
But, okay.
This scene coming up with Olaf. amazing.
I was cracking up so hard. Yeah, and I don't know, like,
Same.
everybody in our theater had a great time with this movie. They were laughing at all the parts that we were laughing, like this right here. Like, I not saying that you can't like this movie. I'm just, like, trying to figure out what about it was, like, it's like people who don't like it, like, the ones that I've spoken to, it's not just like, oh, I didn't like it. It's like, oh, it's terrible.
Yeah, same. It's so weird to me.
He's pulling a Michael Pena right now.
Better than Michael Pena. Better than Michael Pena. Fuck Michael Pena and Ant-Man. This is... kicks that one's ass. This is hilarious.
It is.
Oh my goodness. Oh god. To me, I don't need to watch the first movie again. I can just watch this scene and I'm fine.
Would you ever willingly go back to the first one?
What do you mean willingly go back? I watched it recently.
Okay, never
What was
mind.
the oh. Well, I did ask, what do you mean?
You pretty much answered the question. Mateus? In the Southern Isle. If you know your Westeros geography. She has good reception, apparently, because somebody called her there. And anyway, it's out in the middle of nowhere. I would imagine it gets horrible reception.
So we should talk about Anna, right? So what happens here? Anna's whole thing is...
I like the... Okay, go on.
No, you can go ahead.
I like that the flame is purple. I don't know why. It's just aesthetically pleasing.
I like the color purple too, Kyle. So Anna and her whole thing here with like trying to like keep it all together, and then also like willingly throwing herself into danger to stop Elsa, which I think to me it's like I love how in many instances we just see like Anna is not the one with powers, and yet she's just the stronger person, I guess you could say.
David and I disagreed because not that like I don't think that Anna is like annoying or anything, but like David agreed with Anna in that Elsa is pushing her away and does end up pushing her away at the end, where I am saying like no, like she needs to go figure things. It's not that she's pushing her away, she just needs to figure things out, because there's obviously like her powers have to mean something, and obviously like a normal person would want to know like, hey, I am the only person with powers, like why? And it's not that Elsa's pushing her, or maybe Anna feels like Elsa's pushing her away because Anna's so desperately trying to help her, but from I think Elsa's perspective, she's running to something that's literally calling her, that's literally like she's waited her whole life to be called from. Like there's like didn't we have this discussion with Little Mermaid with Ariel running to something? Yeah, kind of that same thing in a way. Not entirely the same, but I
I understand what David was saying, but I think like Anna, when she shows how frustrated that she is with Elsa, and from her perspective, Elsa's just throwing herself into danger, and she's not as powerful. Anna doesn't think that Elsa's as powerful and that Elsa is careless, and so she's trying to protect her because her main thing here is like, I don't want this to change. I don't want this to ever change. I can't be without where any of you, especially you, you know? Yeah, exactly. Because then she'll be alone again, which was terrible for her. So, yeah.
This creature is fucking cute.
It ain't no Pascal.
True that.
Pascal has I didn't realize this until I saw it recently, but like Pascal has they throw a lot of personality at you with that character, and he has no lines. But
I like when he does the little clap thing.
But yeah. What's her name? Elsa needs her own Pascal too.
The thing is that okay? This is where I get with Anna and Elsa's journey in this movie. Anna pretty much throughout her entire life has been separated from her sister, and she just reclaimed her sister back. She has a stable relationship.
She just started her life. That's it. Yeah. With her, yeah.
Pretty much with her sister that she never had, at least, up until they closed the doors on her. And I find it more compelling with Anna constantly fixated on this whole notion of being separated, because she just discovered, imagine you just found, a family member that, you used to be tight with,
I don't mean to interrupt. I love this part right here. The first time I saw it, I almost cried.
You cried throughout the movie.
I did. But, I don't know why. It just sounds so good. And then Olaf going off and singing.
Yeah, I hear. So that's where that came from.
Yeah.
That part of the score, right? Which was never really a song, but they put that part of it. Which is to me, again, it's I think I always am appreciative in any sequel, in any franchise, when they're able to use the material that was established in the first movie and then recontextualize it into something that you didn't even think it meant,
Okay, call me cliche, but it is definitely Empire Strikes Back.
I agree, but why do we always have to use Empire? It's the sequel.
Godfather Part 2. Okay.
If you think I'm tired of that, Peter would shoot you right now if he were in this commentary. He'll shoot all of us, but
well, Peter is not here, so fuck him. So Godfather Part 2, we already established Michael going down a circular spiral. He gets brutal in the second one. More so than the first one. We got a little hint of it with him doing all the hits at the end, but
hello?
I ship them too.
Is it? Yeah, me too.
Get Kristoff a boyfriend. # that.
That would make it interesting. Frozen 3. I do appreciate though.
That sounds something dirty.
That's no, that's not what I meant. I mean, you can develop that. I meant you can develop that.
There'll be more than
3.
development.
Oh, okay. One of the things that I was also immediately was didn't want for them to do in this movie was the same cliche with the with Frozen 1 that's been copied in almost every Disney movie, it seems like, with Hans being a reveal villain instead of an outright villain. And this general here that's played by Sterling K. Brown. Technically, yes, but I mean, he's not really a character. I mean, he's dead.
Technically, wait, I don't remember which one did it first, but either Wreck-It Ralph or Big Hero 6 did it first.
Wreck-It Ralph.
You ain't going turbo.
Yeah, Wreck-It Ralph was 2012. Big Hero 6 was 2014, I think.
Yeah, and then Frozen was 2013.
Yeah, you're right.
Big Hero 6 was after Frozen?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
When we first saw the General introduced in the movie a few scenes ago, and then even in that scene when they announced, Anna and Elsa announced together that their mother was Northuldra, I was like, oh god, if they do that thing where the General is like gonna backstab Anna and Elsa because how dare they be birthed by Northuldra filth, by the convention of like that character type, by the way. If they had done that, I would have been so pissed, and I was expecting that. Like, oh shit, here we go.
No, I like that. There's like not really a villain. Like, I guess you could say the grandpa is a villain, but like not really.
No,
it's more so like
boomer.
Their own like self-doubt. I guess that's the villain.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
Yes.
Also, racism is a villain.
Oh yeah, I mean, it always is. It always will be. And that didn't apply. That comment didn't necessarily apply only to this movie and any movie. I'm just saying that.
My stepdad, when we were watching this this film, he pointed out that the chant, the Aurora chant, sounds eerily similar to the beginning of the Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin.
And they still didn't like it?
Yeah, surprisingly.
How about your sister Sophia? What did she say about Frozen 2? She's the big movie fan in the family besides your father and you.
She thought it was okay.
That's the nicest comment we've gotten from your family so far.
Not the best, not the greatest, not the worst, just okay.
This has turned into like one of those where, I mean, like it's not like super high on my list yet because it just came out, so I kind of want to give it some time. But at the same time, I feel bad not putting it higher.
In terms of what list?
Just though? like Disney movies, because there's like certain movies that I like, Disney movies that I watch over and over and over again, and they just like don't get old. And this one, since it's been on Disney Plus, I've watched it like 5 times.
Which apparently it was on Disney Plus a little earlier than expected.
No, that didn't happen. He was on an acid trip. That didn't happen.
Here?
No. It didn't happen.
That's a euphemism. They're gonna go pack. Moreno looks disgusted. One of my favorite sequences is coming up right now.
When I saw this movie the second time at the movies, there was like a big group in front of us, or like sitting in the row in front of us. Literally all of them started cheering, and like every like different like reference that they showed, they were just like, yeah, like they were so excited about this, and it made me so happy.
About the movie or this sequence?
This sequence.
Because it's a cheesy 80s music video. I mean, there's no way to put it lightly.
I mean, this is a character moment, but it also is very intentionally played for laughs here. Yeah. And I think it works.
But it's so good.
I mean, even like the superimposing that we have right here, very like Grease-esque.
And
also, I like the fact that
this
the
fucking pine
reindeer,
cone. It's a fucking mic.
the microphone. Yeah.
Oh wait, I guess. No, never mind. Disney Store was closed by the time this was out. They didn't play like this clip on the Disney Store video playlist, Moreno?
Oh yeah, they did both versions, and then they also did a version in every language.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
How is it in Spanish?
Because they did like sections of them in different languages, and I never was out there when the Spanish version came out.
Out there. Yeah, but like using the reindeer as their audience, as his backup singer.
Oh yeah, it's so good.
It was hysterical when this was happening in the theater. We were losing our shit, right, Kyle?
Yeah. A little montage action. That's a very 80s staple in your music videos. And very like superimposed like in a vignette.
Yeah, honestly,
reindeer.
Kristoff is my favorite Disney prince. Yes.
My favorite Disney prince is Han Solo.
You can go fuck yourself. That doesn't count. Kyle's gonna try and weasel Star Wars into being a Disney princess movie.
Yeah, we'll stop.
Yeah.
This fucking shit.
I flipped, and then oh my god, and then I was so like disappointed because I turned to David and I was like, dude, did you just see that? And he's like, what? And I'm like, what do you mean? Do you not get it? And he did not. And I was like, it's a Queen reference. What are you talking about?
He did not.
That the Bohemian Rhapsody music video is probably like one of the most iconic music videos.
I've never seen it.
Wow.
I've never seen the music video. It's one of the best songs. Nope, never saw it. But I love the song.
Not even the Muppets parody of it?
No, the only Bohemian Rhapsody music video I've seen was the Suicide Squad trailer. Pretty great music video.
A little bitchy. Can we just like think about this for a second? We have 3 fucking Broadway legends as the voice cast. I think that's pretty insane. We have Idina Menzel, who was the Wicked Witch of the West. Damn it, this, I was so disappointed with this scene because it ruins my theory that that Tarzan is their biological brother.
No, this scene was great. Like, I was bawling.
Them discovering everything.
Yes.
That,
they see their parents'
brother...
death.
Well, okay, initially I was like, oh my god, this scene looks really good with the water. But then, like, when they showed what is actually happening, I was like, oh no. And then, like, I love Elsa in this scene because the way that they animate her emotions and her, like, movements and stuff is... it's so good.
Initially, I was laughing at this when they first showed the ship. I was like, "Here we go, here we fucking go." Now that
you thought the movie would have been a shipwreck?
No, I thought that they were gonna reveal the parents that they were alive.
Exactly, a shipwreck.
I'm not listening to that.
But yeah, I mean the look of disappointment that they have right now discovering that Tarzan is not their brother. I mean, their sister-in-law could have been Jane. Let's be real here. Atahala. Atahalan.
Oh no.
You know, speaking of water, I think it's incredible that to judge an animated movie properly, you have to judge it by its water.
But like, look at this.
That's gorgeous. That looks like live action. Slow-mo live action water droplets.
Nuts.
I think that's great. So they didn't make it. Aw. It's okay, Elsa. Just learn how to let it go. The Alexises have officially tuned me out.
I really do. I want to comment on what Moreno was saying before, because, you know, you just noticed it right now when Elsa was like, they were looking for me. I don't know what it is, but the performances themselves are much better in this movie. And I don't mean just the singing part. I mean, just like, you can tell that the voice cast... They really, as Moreno said before, they really are their characters, and you just hear it in the sound of their voice, just how much they've grown, and they're growing right now. And just the subtleties of voice acting, which I am very much appreciative about.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I just want to say, because I didn't really get a chance to say it beforehand or at the very beginning, but. As characters, Anna and you think Anna and Elsa were really good in this movie, but I think this is the part where I'm just like, I just love these two. Like, I really do. And it's impressive how 6 years after the original film, it was able to sustain all that, considering the wave of backlashes, or the continual waves of backlash by the Disney community of Disney oversaturating the brand of this. It was like,
and it's still working, you know. And I think that's an impressive feat all in itself.
It's a big like F you guys from the company. It's amazing.
Yeah, and again, we should mention Chris Buck and Jennifer Lee, the co-directors of this movie, who also did the first, I believe, the first Frozen, and Jennifer Lee, who is now the new creative chief officer for the Disney Animation going forward, which. You also have to imagine, like, regardless of, you know, putting the whole Corona crisis on the side, Disney Animation was in a very, how long has it been since Lasseter resigned?
It was a very compromised position.
When did Lasseter resign? 2018 or 2017?
I think 2018. Early 2018.
Wait, what was the question?
When did he resign? John Lasseter.
Yeah, 2018?
Yeah. Because the first story of Lasseter came out, like, the week Coco was coming out, I think, in 2017. And then it took a while for Lasseter to leave. So, like,
I think, like, that and the James Gunn incident happened, like, within, like, 2 months of each other.
The James Gunn thing, I was pissed for a different reason.
I know, but I'm, like, just, like, putting a timeline and a timestamp on it.
But yeah,
we're very angry most of the time. Mm-hmm. Well, that's as per usual with the course. Knows, you know. Speaking of the whole COVID-19 and thing that's going on right now, it makes me sad because I'm probably not gonna see Raya until probably next year.
Mm-hmm. We're not seeing any Disney movies until next year. What do you like? Raya, Soul, Black Widow, Mulan. Don't count on them coming anytime soon. Any movies? So, yeah. Yes. I'll be the Peter here in this instance. One thing I would have liked to have seen is to make the Enchanted Forest and God, I am tired of that name after Once Upon a Time. But to have make the enchanted forest a little more enchanted in terms of like the creatures. I mean, we do get some interesting creature designs that we do see here, but I would have liked to have seen maybe one or two more, like to really make this stand out as like really enchanted. Foreign. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Nitpicks, but just that. Oh, this.
Oh man.
This. That.
Is it just me, or can you like actually smell like the ocean mist? Like that's how immersive this is. God, like this whole sequence. I mean, this was in the teaser, and I was like, "Holy fuck, what's going on?" And it fucking delivered. I loved it.
Yeah, we'll just be watching this.
Jeez. It's Frozone. Oh, look at the way that the hair is like properly matted when it's wet. Love that detail. The sound design I think is really good,
as well as the score.
Well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that one of those glaciers of ice could have just like sliced her neck.
Yeah. She's like, move.
What?
That she was like making hand movements to like move.
A shoe.
So like one of the things. Okay, is this thing trying to kill her or what the fuck?
It's a wild horse.
Bad horsey.
Wild the water horse.
The horsey goes splish splash.
That shit's scary.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the fuck?
They all try. I mean, if you think about it, they all kind of tried to kill her at one point.
Right. Yeah, the wind and the fire and then this shit. Yeah, like what the fuck? Are they testing her or like?
Maybe.
Maybe, or just guarding Tahalin. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, ride that horse, Elsa. Fuck him up.
And then it was earth, fire, air, and water. What's the earth? Oh, the earth is the
earth giants.
Right.
You know, the earth is just a dead thing you could claim.
It will be in a few weeks.
For real.
So here we are.
Yes.
Cue the tears.
This. Oh,
Cue
man.
the tears. This is to me from the like when it starts with every inch of me is shaking, whatever it is. I was like, what, the first lyric of this, I just sat back in my seat and I'm like, wow, here we go. And it's stunning. Yeah, like
this is also another kind of music video-esque thing. The way it's filmed and shot.
But it to me,
not that I'm complaining.
No, I think this really just makes the film. Like this moment right here.
I love the water right here, where it's just like calm, and then the horse comes.
Yeah. And I don't know what it is about it, but I think more so than Let It Go, and more so the End of the Unknown. Like, oh, by the way, I love this hair. I love how she just lets it like resent, and I love how she like tears away what she's wearing, and she's like, becoming herself for a change. Like,
showing herself.
Show herself. Like I feel like for the first time on a level that I didn't
in forever.
For the first time on a level that I didn't previously had, like I really, really like connected with Elsa. And like I felt like this is the first time like, oh, this is who you are. You know?
Yeah. Cause even like with Let It Go, like we saw her smile for 2 seconds and then that's it. Mm-hmm. And with this one, it's like know, like, she's actually, like, finding herself.
Right.
Surfing. Like this. Right here.
Yeah.
Like, the creative things that they do with her powers, I find it really interesting.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's just a simple aesthetic thing. I think I don't know what it is about it. I thought she was, like, beautiful with her, I think, her braided hair, but, like, this with her hair, like, she looks angelic with her hair down. Am I wrong there?
Yeah.
I am wrong? Okay.
No.
You are wrong.
Yeah, Kyle, does she not, like, give you, like, Grace Randolph vibes? The hair, yes, the hair.
All,
I mean the hair. Yeah, the blonde hair.
First of all, she's Elsa's a real blonde.
Wow. Why are you throwing shade, huh?
Hi, Grace. How are you? I extended an invitation. Like, you're the first person I want to sit down with on the podcast.
She's not here, Kyle. Who are you talking to? She can't hear this. She'll never hear this. By the way, she loves Frozen 2. So.
Oh, the scene. Her, like, facial expressions. Ugh.
Just her finding out that the voice she's been chasing is her mother.
I mean, this is like, I'm getting chills. Like, I don't know why, but it's like, this is the moment she's waited for her whole life. Like, now it all makes sense.
And, like, oh my god, like, it's even, like, deeper than that, because it's, like, before, not that her parents didn't love her, but they knew, it kind of felt like they saw something wrong with her.
Yes.
And right here, it's, like, her mother, like, accepting her, and
in reality,
with
she
that,
always
she
did.
is accepting herself.
Right. I mean, in reality, they always did accept her, but Elsa didn't really feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elsa's powers are genetic, which I thought would have, like, pissed me off, but it actually really works. Oh, here's another element of character development coming up when she reacts to let it go.
I mean,
and she cringes,
and that's a very subtle touch to remind you that right before your very eyes, that what you just saw, that ain't the same Elsa anymore.
Yeah. Also, right here, he's reading The Little Mermaid. I don't know if you saw the book.
He is?
Yeah.
That's what I was so sad to hear. That I mean, he's fine and everything. It's just that, I don't know if you said it was. I don't know how long ago it was. Maybe it was last year or the year before. That John Musker retired.
Yeah. I thought because they did. Which one was the last one that they did?
Let me clarify. John Musker is the director, along with Ron Clements, of movies like Little Mermaid and Moana, which was the last one they did.
Yeah. I thought it was then when he retired.
You thought it was what?
Hey,
I'm sorry. What did Moreno say about? You thought he was dead?
No. Oh my god. No. She thought that it was only after Moana that he retired.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, what a good way to, like,
cap off their career.
And with the bang.
I mean, when you think of, like, animated directors, like, who has a better track record than Ron Clements and John Musker?
Yep.
You have The Great Mouse Detective. You have The Little Mermaid. Wait a minute. It's Great Mouse Detective, and they also did The Rescuers Down Under? Okay. Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Hercules, Treasure Planet. Researcher. So Little Mermaid, Hercules, Aladdin, Treasure Planet, and Moana for sure. And then either The Great Mouse Detective and or The Rescuers Down Under. You take your pick.
No, it was some guy named Hendel Batoy and Mike Gabriel.
Wow, Kyle, way to disrespect the people who made these movies. Some guy. Oh
wow.
She's cold.
I thought it never bothered you anyway, Elsa. What happened?
She dead.
Whoa. Chill out, dude.
Bless you.
Gracias.
And also, how many times do we have to see in Disney movies, like, the rich white prick kill, like, the Native American type character? Or at least try to? And then people still complain, why do you hate white people? Oh, Jesus Christ.
This is, just to let you know, this is Denmark.
The Northuldra are treated as basically Native Americans by the people of Alderaan. Is that not what the archetype is here? That's what I mean.
Whoa.
That's what I mean.
Whoa, offensive to the Alderanians much?
Oh, shit.
It's racism. That was the true villain of this movie this whole time. And that's why they built the wall. Uh-oh. Alexis Soto is coughing profusely. Olaf. Charming. Charming as hell, even when he's trying to figure things out that are far beyond his comprehension. Anna, Miss Anna, I don't feel so good. Come on, I'm not the first person to think that.
Sad. Ugh.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Everybody's like, no, not Olaf.
For real.
Olaf is the person who gives warm hugs and gives snappy dialogue. Oh.
The singing in the song is really good.
Love, Harry.
Oh my God.
Love. I know. Sorry to take the piss out of this scene. It is a really sad scene. The specs. I mean, it's just so minute. It's a minute detail, but the specs as well.
Mm-hmm.
Aw. The little salamander. Okay, question in the retail spectrum of it all. How many plushies of that was sold during its run?
He doesn't last like 2 days. I'm like not even kidding. He does not last.
Wait a minute. What do you mean it doesn't last? Like, they're sold out in 2 days, or like
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like it fell apart after 2 days.
No. Like, we'll get him in, and then by the second day, he's gone. People call to come and pick him up to see if we have any. It's wild. We were out for maybe like 2 weeks before the movie came out and didn't get him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So far in your tenure, being employed under the mouse, I have a question. What is the most sold out item that goes the quickest?
Toy Story, the talking action figures.
Oh, like the pull string Woody and stuff like that?
Yep. Well, I mean, from what I've seen, Jessie sells out really quickly.
Really? Okay. That's kind of neat.
Yeah, but Toy Story is like the biggest one, and then followed by Frozen. And then Mickey, although we never really run out of Mickey.
Oh, of course, because there's like a back catalog of Mickeys. The next right thing. Oh, good. Like, you could hear that most likely Kristen Bell is crying when she's recording that song, and I think that's beautiful detail. Kristen Bell,
I love her.
Like, everybody's like all like, oh, Idina Menzel, Queen, Yas, and everything like that. But like Kristen Bell, Eleanor from The Good Place.
There's like behind the scenes stuff. Well, not behind the scenes, like bonus features in the DVD, and she's describing Anna. Like, she's like, she basically says, I didn't want her to be like past princesses. Like, me myself growing up, like I was somebody who, you know, said the wrong thing at the wrong time, but with good intentions, and was clumsy and just like messed up hair and things like that, and like that's who I wanted Anna to be.
Yeah. Okay, question. Have you seen The Good Place?
No.
She really lets her acting shine in that. I mean, I think she's very underrated as an actress. Also, her relationship with Dax is like couples goals.
Yeah, she, I don't know, I love her. There's this podcast that me and my brother listen to. It's, with Michael Rosenbaum, which he plays Lex Luthor in Smallville. And I was telling, Alexis yesterday, because we were talking about Tangled, and he had, like, Zachary Levi be in it and stuff. And, like, the main thing about that podcast is, like, talking about mental health and stuff. Like, he'll invite like celebrities, like pretty well-known celebrities, and he doesn't ask, like, they talk about their careers and stuff, but it's mainly like what we like, how they got to be the person that they are now. And they'll like basically say like their traumas and stuff like that, because I guess he grew up with like broken family, and like it really affected him. It still affects him and stuff like that. And so that's like what he likes to talk about. And he invited Kristen Bell to be in it. And she talks about like her anxiety and like panic attacks that she has pretty frequently, and like, you know, like what she goes to therapy for and things like that. And like pretty much her being like, it's not all like her saying like, I'm privileged, I know, but like it's not always like easy sometimes. Like, it's, things still affect me, and I just have to, you know, deal with them as I go. I don't know, I love her. Like the way that she like presents herself, I think she's like, at least from what I heard, it seems like she's like one of like the coolest and like nicest person.
Yeah. And by the way, she rocks some overalls. But Yeah. She's literally like a Disney princess. I mean, I think she became under Disney's radar when she did a Funny or Die skit where it was Mary Poppins, and she played Mary Poppins, and they were doing like a spoof of Spoonful of Sugar. And she was like explaining like the IRS to children and how eventually they'll have to owe taxes. And like explaining like dividends and all this stuff when you get a lump sum and something, and then she would go in.
Yeah.
Rock monsters. We need more of them. We need to assimilate it in the modern day cinema spectrum. By the way, I like how the ending, it has Anna kicking ass.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's Anna saving the day. And much like what Alexis Soto had pointed out before, I mean, it's like the most strongest character in here is Anna.
Yeah.
Because of her intuition, her passion for the things that she loves.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes her strong. It's not like, well, Elsa, she's powerful in like the technical word of the sense.
Yeah.
She's she's a badass.
Yeah. No, I love that they show like strength in different ways with them. Like Anna, her strength is the people that she loves, whereas Elsa, it's like she gets her strength from being who she is.
Yeah. Oh no. By the way, the splishy splashy stuff for the water, great shit. I can't praise the animation enough.
Yeah.
Look at that. That looks like a freaking real wave. You know, okay. It's gonna sound like I'm discrediting the animators, but I'm not. It looks like they freaking filmed waves and just put it.
It does.
Put it.
But like, we say that in like the best way.
Yeah. They Photoshop stock footage of.
And I like how they kind of found a way, because like I know that a lot of people will complain, including myself, like in The Good Dinosaur, how it looked too realistic, whereas the main character was really cartoony. And it kind of didn't mix well. But I like that they found a way to make it work here.
We could agree to disagree. The Good Dinosaur. I think The Good Dinosaur had the perfect balance of cartoony and realistic.
But like, I'm only talking about the main character. Like, I think all the other characters look good. But it's just,
except for Arlo.
Yeah. Like, he looked really cartoony compared to everything else around him. The only moments where I'm like, okay, not even the moments, it's just like from his neck up, like his head was what really looked cartoony, but like his actual like body and like the way that he would bruise up and things like that looked real. But I think it's just like his face that didn't really mix well with everything else.
So you're calling him fugly. I see what you mean, but again, that doesn't really bother me.
Like, it doesn't bother me either. I know, like I said, some people, that was like their issue with it. It doesn't bother me, but like I did notice it. So what I'm trying to say is that it's cool that in this one they kind of found a balance to mix both of them together pretty well.
A balance in the force, if you will.
Yes.
The shoreline animated. I mean,
this looks so cool. She is beautiful right here. I love how she thinks she's like an actual like angel. Like, is it you?
Are you an angel? Also, I like how they don't glamorize her crying. It's like ugly crying. Like Brothers has become like a huge like part of like storytelling and all that stuff. I don't think it's like a very often we see like a sisterhood bond in films.
Like an actual sister. We see more like friend sisters, but like actual sisters.
Like, oh my god, have you seen Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants?
But none of them are related.
They were sisters, but not. So deep. He lives.
I thought, or I kind of got somewhat spoiled that Olaf was gonna die because, we had Anna's travel bag as like a thing that we sold in the store, and it had it had Olaf's nose in it.
You were spoiled because of the nose?
Like, because I was like, ooh, does that mean, like, is he gonna die? Is that why Olaf's nose is in her purse?
Oh, you looked into it. Okay. Every kiss begins with K. Now it's time for Frozen 3, in which Elsa gets a girlfriend.
Yeah, that's more like Frozen 23.
Big, strong hands. I ship it. Yas, queen. Has that term gotten old?
The fact that you say it, yeah, it's gotten old.
Am I like...
I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Yes.
Oh god, what just happened?
Kristoff happened. Ooh. Oh, okay.
That was a little yeah, that was interesting.
Look at this photograph. The snort. That looks like something that they could install easily at a Disney park.
They could do it at Epcot.
Mm-hmm.
I love how they just call her Gail.
Because of what Olaf called him,
yeah.
Gail. Hi, Gail. I mean, you gotta call him a name, right?
Her? Did you just assume their gender?
I said M.
Gail. I want a fucking water horse. Okay, I want a frozen freaking horse. The hell? Looks cool. I'll be blasting Knights of Sidonia by Muse. It'll be epic.
I love the last shot of the movie with a close-up of Elsa happier than we've ever seen her.
Mm-hmm.
God, this frozen beach thing it's stunning. This shot, I mean...
I love it. I love how they ended each of their characters.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that it's not like a far reach. Like it makes sense where they're at.
Yeah, I think that to me is why I felt it was just a good movie in general, let alone a good sequel. It's just that I think it serviced the characters where they needed to go, and the journey I thought itself was worth telling the story. And, you know, this movie just made me really care about these characters in a way I just didn't necessarily did in the first film, you know? And it's because of what they experienced here. I think really it like, I know it's not the popular opinion among many people, it seems, but I think that this did what a lot of great sequels do, in that it builds from the previous film, but I think in some weird way it manages to outdo what came before it.
Mm-hmm.
And yet I am just at a loss for the hate that comes at this movie. I really am.
Yeah.
I love this version.
All of the covers are so good.
Yeah, they are.
Casey Musgraves and Weezer.
Yeah. And because I went to go see this with my coworkers, and we stayed till the end credit scene. And he didn't know that the covers were a thing, and he listened to this one, and he's the only guy with a bunch of girls working at the store, and so he looks at us, and everybody's crying.
Oh,
everybody
shit.
is bawling. All you hear is sniffles, and he the song comes on, and he's just like, "Is this Panic at the Disco?" And then it kept going, and then Weezer came on, and he's like, "Stop. Is this Weezer?" And we're all still crying. Yes.
What were you crying at? The movie?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
This is
all of you were crying?
Yeah.
Honestly, if they were to pick a male vocalist that could compare to Idina Menzel,
it's not him.
This is it. Brendan Urie. It's Brendan Urie.
No.
Yes.
You think Brendan Urie is the only male singer that could compare to Idina Menzel?
Did I fucking stutter?
It looks like you did, because that was wrong. He's great though. This is good. This is good. This movie was good. Yep.
Somebody's in the hating Brendan Urie club over here.
I mean, you'd be surprised how big of a club that is. Although not as big of a club as hating Fall Out Boy. That, I mean, gets bigger every day. So, like, your guy friend was, like, really only excited about the damn bands that were covering?
No, he loved the movie.
Right, okay.
But, like...
He recognized all of these, like, covers, and then while you guys are just like,
yeah.
Yes!
Yeah.
Oh, God. Casey Musgraves. I like her.
Yeah. I don't know what else I can say about the movie. Alexis, what does it mean to you? What is this, like, the whole thing of Elsa and the story of her basically coming into her own?
I love it. I think, I don't know. I love when people just, like, are happy. And at the end of this movie, she's so happy, and you could see that.
Everybody's happy. I think that's a bonus.
Yeah, but, like, she needed it. Because, like Anna, like, she kind of got what she wanted at the end of the first movie, like, a family. Whereas Elsa, like, not that she didn't get a happy ending, she did.
But it was like a compromised ending.
Yeah, and whereas this one, you know, Anna still has her family, but Elsa accepts herself now.
Yeah. And everybody's okay with it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just like, come live in. Because honestly, like, Anna could have lived her entire life like how she was in the beginning of the movie. But Elsa, she felt trapped because she wasn't among, like, her own, like, spiritual essence, you know? And that's, like, another added layer to this, and where the characters, again, are in a much different place than they are in contrast with the first movie. And her being happy and, like, content in a spiritual sense in this, like, grandiose nature that she is in, it does, like, that's a different level a character is taken to. And so I don't understand, like, where everybody's like, oh, it's a subpar sequel and all that stuff. I'm like, no, this did everything a good sequel should do because of that. Fucking Weezer. Love it. Again, like, the sequel is good. Really good. Probably one of the better sequels. And in terms of, like, animated sequels, I mean, this goes with, like, How to Train Your Dragon and Toy Story in terms of, like, where sequels take their stories. And it perplexes me why people don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you think it's because of the Frozen hate is so strong? And people are just sick and tired of it?
I don't know, because we were that same way. I don't know. I mean, it can be, but I don't know. I just think... I don't know. Because, like I said, we were that way too. Like, how we said in the beginning when they announced this movie, we were just like, why?
Like, why the fuck?
Yeah.
Fuck you for making this movie. But now we're just like, oh, well, look, it's Frozen 2. Yeah, I've said all I wanted to say about this movie. Moreno?
Same.
Alexis?
Thank you for listening to this. It was a pleasure.
Okay. All right. Thank you for listening to this audio commentary.
I just said that.
You can check us out everywhere you listen to podcasts, and all that good shit. Check out what's going on Red Spotlight Entertainment. We have the Decade Part 2 list coming up really soon, and we also have Part 1 up live on the feed. You can check out other programs here on Red Spotlight Entertainment and the Red Spotlight Entertainment Network. Without further ado, I'm Kyle Lira. With me is Alexys Moreno and Alexis Soto. stay inside, and most importantly, stay magical, everyone.